Hammond, oh Chancellor. That's what the campaigners say. And now we'll ask you about the economy. There was good news for the economy this week with the release of the latest unemployment figures. They showed the number of people out of work fell by 52,000 in the 3 months to 1.4 million, and that's the lowest level of unemployment in 42 years. But hold the celebrations, say some. With inflation rising to 3% and basic pay only going up by 2% in the last year, it's not difficult to work out that many still feel the squeeze. Or put another way, they're in the nutcracker. Are those positive unemployment numbers hiding the fact that more and more people are working in low-paid jobs, struggling to make ends meet? How many of those who are technically employed are working every spare hour they have, taking on multiple jobs and still finding it all difficult to get by? This could be you or someone you know. How many low-paid jobs have you taken on in an effort to maintain a reasonable standard of living? Maybe you hold the record today for the greatest number of jobs held at one time. Let me know by email, vine@bbc.co.uk. You can text 88291, and please include your phone number if you'd like us to call you back and share your views on Radio 2. James Reed is the chairman of the recruitment agency Reed. Hello.
Hello, Paddy. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining us. Do you see lots of people with multiple jobs?
Yeah, I mean, the headlines, as you say, look pretty good and record levels of employment. But behind the headlines, you're absolutely right. A lot of people are struggling because pay has effectively been flat for a decade. So a lot of people are finding that wages are being squeezed and are struggling to make ends meet.
What are the difficulties people face who take on more than one job at a time?
Well, I mean, a lot of people are feeling trapped in jobs. And I suppose the question for me is, if you're feeling trapped and you're not earning enough, what are your escape routes? And how can you find a better job? I like the expression, a job, a better job, a career, to move yourself forward. How can you better yourself? Because it's very widespread that people are in 1, 2, 3 jobs that they're doing concurrently, that where they might be working a few hours a day, where they're not progressing. And I think that's the big problem, because they're just stuck at the level they are in their earnings. And it's very difficult to get out of that trap.
It's a trap, you describe it as, because if I'm doing 3 low-paid jobs, then I'm always going to be doing 3 low-paid jobs. Whereas if I do one job and get promoted, that's a career.
Exactly. Well, what I would say, there are escape routes out of this trap, and people do escape from this trap. And there are lots and lots of new jobs. I mean, our website, we've got 285,000 live jobs. So an obvious escape route is to look for another job. I mean, there are 11,000 posted in the last 24 hours. But other escape routes are to learn new skills. And you can go on YouTube and upskill yourself really easily. I mean, there's amazing skills training on YouTube, on Excel and Word, that's entirely free. So how are you going to improve your CV and your skills so that you can get a better job?
Yeah, now that is news you can use, because I have been astonished by how people share the tricks of the trade on YouTube. And you're talking about the big spreadsheet software there, Excel. And how much do you think I could train myself from zero Excel to proper Excel, which I could earn a living from by using YouTube?
Entirely. I mean, you could learn it all on YouTube. That's what's amazing about it. And the training there is often better than it is when you pay for it. And so I would urge people to look at YouTube, and there are lots and lots of free online courses as well.
If I'm trained on Excel, what could a salary be on Excel versus the minimum wage?
Well, you'd be earning 25,000 a year if you were a competent administrator and able to use Excel and Word. So, that would be, that's a big step up from the minimum wage. I mean, you're putting 50% on it. So you could, and the other thing, there's so much demand for technical skills, technology skills, and you can learn coding and a lot of other IT skills online as well. And when you start learning coding, you move up from the low 20,000s a year to 50 plus as you develop your skills.
Well, we could go on like this forever. So what you're really saying is it's true. There's lots and lots of people doing multiple jobs, and it's a trap. There are ways out of the trap, but for reasons that we can easily add up, to make ends meet, many people are adding job to job to job.
That's quite right, because wages have been stuck and wages haven't risen. So if you can find a better job, or if you can find new and develop new skills, that's a good way out of the trap, at the good escape route.
Thank you very much. James Reed. He's the man who does what he says on the tin because he's chairman of the recruitment agency called Reed. So it's just as well he's called James Reed, really. And Trish Taylor is our listener in Todmorden in Yorkshire. Hello, Trish.